Alright guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to maintain your sport bike. Now, there is a ton of different ways you can do this, and a ton of different options for products that you can use. But in this video, we gone go through the basics of maintaining your sport bike if you're redoing it yourself at home. This is one of those things where it could end up being kind of an ongoing series. You guys want to see more videos like this? Let me know in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and get into it. So if you've watched our track day video, you'll know that after a track day, you should be checking all of your fluids. The easiest way to check your coolant is to look in the reservoir. And if it's anywhere between the two lines, you're good to go. That looks good. It's a little bit low, so I guess we'll have to top it off. Now, the easiest way to top off your coolant is to buy one of these funnels that has the little attachment on the end so it fits right in there. It comes with the bike. However, it doesn't come with a clip, so you might need to buy that separately. The process itself is pretty straightforward. Just unscrew the cap, take the old one out, put the new one in, screw the cap back on. Do not over-tighten it, and then you're done. As you can see, the overflow tank will expand and contract depending on what the temperature of the bike is. So just try not to add too much. Leave a little space for it to expand. Another thing you can do while you have this under the stand is change your oil. Now, changing your oil is pretty easy on most sport bikes. There are some that don't have the drain bolt underneath them. You have to take the whole thing off, but for today, we're going to be focusing on the drain bolt. If you can locate that, you can change your oil. All you need to do is get a little drain pan like this. You don't need anything fancy. That's probably overkill. Get a little oil filter wrench if you need it. Depending on the bike, you may or may not need this. And of course, you need a new oil filter and the correct oil for your bike. Most sport bikes nowadays are going to require a 10W40. Again, check your manual. Do yante be afraid to spend a little extra money on your oil? Because it really does make a difference. Warm up the bike so that the oil is nice and thin. Drain it out. Change your oil filter. Put everything back together and you're ready to go. We made a separate video on how to do this if you want to check it out. The next thing you should be doing on your sport bike is lubing the chain. This is also something that you want to do after every track day. And you want to do it when your bike is cold. That means if you've been riding around, let it sit for a while before you start lubing your chain. You want to lube a hot chain, because the lubricant will just burn onto the chain and not actually lubricate it. If you watched our track day video, you'll know that we were using the Scotch-Brite chain tool. This is by far my favorite way to clean your chain, and I highly recommend you guys get one. Now, there are some misconceptions about cleaning your chain. A lot of people say that you shouldn't clean your chain. You should just leave it dirty. If you've seen European bike videos, they're always running around with a dirty chain. Now, the reason why they run with a dirty chain is because their bike is set up to run with a dirty chain. They're not cleaning their chains. Their bike is set up to compensate for that. If you're going to ride your bike on the street and the track, and you want your chain to last as long as possible, you should be cleaning it. If you just want to ride around town, maybe you don't care. But if you're spending all this money on a sport bike, you might as well take care of it. With any chain tool, you go and have a brush and a little bottle of cleaner that you can spray on your chain. Start off by spraying the cleaner on the chain. Let it sit for a few seconds, then use the brush to scrub the inside of your chain. You can also use the brush to remove any debris that's stuck in there. Make sure you wear eye protection because the cleaner will spray everywhere and the debris that is stuck in your chain will also go everywhere. Once you're done cleaning the chain, dry it off with a paper towel, put your new lubricant on it, and you're good to go. When you're done, you'll notice that it'll be black again, but it won't be grimy and dirty. That's the point. Now, obviously, you don't want to be working on your bike without the proper tools. For me, having a stand is an absolute necessity. Having a lift is also great, but having a stand is important. You don't want to be working on your bike on the ground or on a center stand. It's just not safe. You don't have enough clearance? You're under the bike and something falls on you. Well, now you have a problem. Obviously, having a lift is ideal. If you're doing a lot of work on your bike, you want to have a lift. But having a stand is definitely a must. Now, for most of these things, you don't need to be a professional motorcycle mechanic to do them. Like I said, I didn't know any of this stuff until I started learning. So don't think that, oh, I don't know how to do it. so it must be hard. Take the time, read the manual, watch YouTube videos. It's very simple stuff. As you can tell by now, this is not very complicated. The hardest part about maintaining your sport bike is keeping it in your garage. You gotta make room for it. You gotta keep motivated to work on it. There's no real difficulty to maintaining a sport bike. Another thing that you can do for your bike is install some frame sliders. Now, I would recommend installing these before you take your bike to the track. Frame sliders are essentially crash protection. They protect your fairings and they protect your bike from sliding on the ground. If you drop your bike on the track, it's less likely to total itself if you have frame sliders on it. Installing them is super easy. Some of them you just bolt right to the frame. Others you have to take some of the plastics off. But either way, it's not very difficult. They're relatively cheap, especially compared to other motorcycle parts. So I highly recommend you get a set of these. Last but not least, tire warmers. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that you have to have these. They're more of a luxury item. If you're going to the track, it's a nice thing to have. They help bring your tires up to operating temperature quicker, so you can get out on the track and ride faster sooner. These are the generic ones. There's a couple different brands out there. They plug into a power source, usually a generator, and then you put them around your tire and turn them on. They heat up the tire and bring it up to operating temperature. If you want to learn more about tire warmers, check out our other video. That's pretty much it for this one. Like I said, if you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments section below.